Are you a little louder on the pod than your guest to overpower him?
I mean, I am, but I never did it. I never did it with that intent.
Consciously?
Right, I never did it consciously, but now that you bring it up, yes, that's...
Yeah. I put Hardy low. I'm like,
Do you
Hardy,
really
you're not...
do that?
No, I don't.
Do you think someone would do that?
I think the majority of people that are doing a podcast would do it. Because they're all into themselves and they want the fame.
Now I'm self-evaluating myself because like every episode I'll upload it onto the software and go, wow, I'm a lot louder than the other person.
Every episode here on out, it slowly gets louder and louder because you're like, no, this guy's not even going to be able to get a word in.
Nah, it's just quieter and quieter for the other person. I'm having Mark Gerber on in a few weeks. You know who Mark Gerber is?
No, I feel bad. I don't know. Should I? Do I? You tell me.
Do you? I don't know. You host
the show. Is he famous or is he a comedian?
He's a comedian, but he's also a school psychologist. So I'm going to have him on, and he's going to give me an evaluation. Who's texting you?
No, it's the league.
The league.
It's almost happy hour.
You're on the league.
They message you at 5 o'clock every day. They give a notification. They say it's happy hour. Go get them. And you can with the league, you can only get 3 people every day.
Now, for the listeners, and I don't even fully understand what the league is. Is that
It's for high status.
It is for high status, right? I was gonna say a VIP dating service.
Well, they apparently vouch everyone before they accept them.
What?
I don't know what. I think
What does that mean?
I don't think they do anything, to be honest with you. I think they just put you in a wait list to make you think that it's high status, and then you get accepted. After a certain amount of time.
Because you don't put in a social security number or anything.
No. But, like, I can't imagine anyone, like, can you imagine, like, the league is an office and there's a bunch of trolls looking at people's profiles and saying yes or no? Like, that can't exist.
I feel like it can exist, and I feel like it's fine.
Can you imagine working there? Can you imagine being like, I work, like, going on a date and you're like, I work at the league. And they're like, what is that? And tell you, like, I just look at people's profiles and say yes or no. No one would do that. It's a terrible job. I guess people would do it, yeah.
No, but there's that celebrity dating app where they do that.
Yeah, Raya. Raya's the big one. The league is, anyone could get it.
Well, I didn't want to bring this up so early into the pod, but we're going to bring it up.
You got
a topic?
I think I know where you're going with this.
Okay.
Before coming here, I decided to listen to an episode.
Did you listen to the last Hardy episode?
I'm like, let me see what the cadence of the podcast is.
Okay, you've been on before, but thanks for doing
I didn't know if things changed.
Thanks for doing your research the second time doing this.
I didn't know where things changed. I thought maybe there would be some segments.
The only thing that's changed is your fucking hair, but keep going.
So I looked at the Hardy episode, and like the first 5 words, my name gets on. I'm like, oh. So, and then you brought up the fact that I got in to the Soho House.
You got into Soho House.
And the best part about it is that Luciano didn't.
No.
That's the best part.
Luciano didn't get in?
He didn't get declined, I don't think, but he hasn't been accepted. They review applications quarterly. Luciano applied, I think he said like a year or 2 ago. And I applied 2 or 3 months ago. So he's
COVID.
I know, but I think with COVID, a lot of people may have left. They're like, I'm not going to pay all this money to be in a place I can't exercise, like enjoy.
Yeah, you're not exercising there.
I'm not. There's no gym.
Very little exercise.
I was about to say exercise your amenities.
No, I understood it there, but then you stopped at exercise, and I saw a place to fucking pounce.
But yeah, I got in, and Luciano was pissed because he's like, not that he didn't get in, but more like I got in over him.
Right, it's the competitive nature of the get-in.
I don't think he cares about getting in or not, but he was like, fucking Miller got in.
But if I were to guess why Tom didn't get in, it's because he has the IBM affiliation.
Right. I on my profile or application, I didn't reference any day job. I was just like comedy, baby shower, all this stuff.
Right.
I produce shows, more creative stuff. I think Tom in his application taught like, oh, I work at IBM, and that's not what they're looking for. But I got in, and it is sweet.
It's sweet?
It's awesome. It sucks, but it's awesome.
We got to explain what Soho House is, because I don't think most people don't know.
Yeah. Do you know?
It's like a private club for creatives.
Yeah, it's what they call is like a social club.
Right.
For more creative people. They don't you're not allowed to wear a tie. They don't want finance people in there.
You're not allowed to wear a tie?
You're not. The guy during the orientation was like, if you come in wearing a tie, we'll kindly ask you to remove it. They don't want suits. They don't want ties. They want like cool, hip people. I don't know how I got it.
If you didn't have that hair,
I feel out of place. I'll tell you what, when I go in, I feel out of place. I'm like, I don't know if I should be here.
You shouldn't be there. I'll tell you right now, you shouldn't be there. I went once. I had a margarita next to fucking Michael B. Jordan.
Really?
That was it. Yep.
Wow.
By the pool.
Yeah.
No big deal.
The move when you go in there is to pretend like I feel like it's as close to like LA as I've gotten in the city, where like when someone walks in, people kind of look to see who it is, and then they go back to doing what they're doing. Because there is the threat of seeing someone famous or cool.
Yes, but I'm going to make an argument that that's not New York. Like New York, you wouldn't even look up and see who it is.
Right.
You're so focused.
That's what I'm saying. It's the close thing to LA. Like when you go to LA, it's very LA-ish.
So is that a positive or a negative?
Negative.
Oh, that's a negative.
Because people are, if you're just constantly looking at what other people are doing, it's like social climbing. It's like,
yes.
Why don't you do what you're doing? What you're doing is so uninteresting that you have to look at every single person who walks in.
Yeah, but I guess if you're in LA, the only reason you're in LA is to climb.
Right, it's a social climb, yeah.
So I get it. I get it from their perspective. You're fine.
Posture.
You're fine. Don't worry. Now you're making me nervous. But let's get a fresh cut of the. There we go. That's merch. Baby shower comedy every Tuesday, 2 shows.
I yell at fucking Hardy every time he comes on the podcast. I'm like, "Where's your merch, dude?"
Hardy does not wear his merch.
No, he doesn't. He only wears it when he's in my prep. Like he'll wear it if he's coming to like see me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They didn't wear it to. I don't think we ever even talked about it on the pod. He did an ad for what the hell is it?
Not Dickies.
Not Dickies.
Something.
Because me and him talked about it on the pod that we both got asked to do it, and then they called him in. They didn't call me in.
I think here's what I think.
Bird dogs.
Bird dogs.
Bird dogs.
They reached out to me too, but I like kind of stopped. I think Hardy like followed up. That's why he probably got it.
The one thing Hardy fucking follows up on.
Yeah.
He doesn't follow up on anything else in his life.
I know. But he, I think it's because he followed up, because they reached out to me too and they didn't like call me up. I think he followed up multiple times.
Because he ran into so many people we're familiar with. Do you think they all followed up? Do you think I should have followed up? I just wanted to do it. I don't care about the money.
Once I heard that you got hit up, Hardy got hit up, and a bunch of other comedians got hit up, I'm like, what do I want to do this if it's just a bunch of losers?
They wanted to do, well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
I'm like,
big time losers,
if it's me and Happel and Hardy and like Joe Schmo, I'm like,
right.
Whatever, you know. It was almost like kind of like a, not spam, but like a, what's it called when you like, not Ponzi scheme. I don't know. It seemed like a scam. I was like, why would they reach out to us for an ad? Who are we?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you're not looking at the numbers. You go to our YouTubes, it's not doing great.
But apparently he says he crushed it. I don't know, like some of the
$500.
Yeah.
I ain't got a few pairs of shorts.
Yeah.
That covers 2 months rent for him.
Some of the stuff that he was saying was like, he was like riffing, and he was like, oh, I was killing the riff. I was killing it. Like everyone in the room was laughing. And he said there was a riff where he pulled up the shorts and he goes, it smells like someone shit in this. And everyone was laughing. I'm like, I don't know if that's like good for the ad. I think maybe we're just like,
yeah, maybe you got him to laugh, but it's not useful.
Yeah, like the CEO or whoever's like in charge is going to see the footage and go like, what the fuck are you knuckleheads doing? None of this is usable.
Well,
Did
Hardy
someone
is a
take
rep.
shit in my bird dogs? It's like no one's going to use that.
Or their marketing is like, listen, everyone's selling shorts. What are they not talking about?
Yeah.
Shitting in the shorts.
Shitting in the shorts.
No one's advertising that. Let's be the shit in shorts guys.
Yeah.
And Hardy's like,
let's go opposite. Let's shit on our own product, and then people will buy it.
But yeah, so Soho House is good. I asked you to come to lunch with me, Luciano, and Schmidt.
Yeah, I had a walkthrough.
You had a walkthrough?
Which I was listen to this, dude. I don't know if it's going to like translate, but I had a walk.
Because you're so above us. I don't know if it's going to translate for you that don't have a Soho House membership.
So you have to do this like introductory meeting to get introduced to the room, like the place, like what the whole thing is about, all this shit, right?
Now, is this a group or were you by yourself?
It's supposed to be a group.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
That's a very non-VIP experience, a group
I think it's more like you do a group and then like you're supposed to like grab drinks to get like you meet some people. I think that might be part of it. It's like
that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
An icebreaker to meeting some people that are kind of are outside your circles. But I show up. It's 1:00 on a Sunday, so that's why I couldn't go to your lunch.
I'm aware why you couldn't come to my lunch. I was the one that initiated the lunch.
Just to reiterate, I got into Soho House, a very prestigious club.
You couldn't come to
so
Essex
I couldn't
Market.
hang out with you guys. Nor will I ever hang out with you guys, ever.
I get it. Yeah, now you're hanging out with fucking Michael B. Jordan.
But I show up. It's 1:00, and I'm like, hey, I'm here for the introductory thing. And the receptionist is like, oh, it's online. This one.
What?
She goes, Sundays are online. Every other day it's in person at 6:30. And I'm like, all right, could you send me a link so I could just do it here? I'll log onto my computer. And she's like, I don't have the link. And I was like, could you find the link?
What does that mean? So they don't tell you it's online initially?
No. I maybe glanced over.
Okay, you might have glanced over.
I don't know.
Now this is a big factor if you glanced over or not.
Yeah, I probably glanced over.
I'm going to say you glanced over.
I glanced. I'll confess here on tape for the record.
For the record, when they sue Tobin, it's right here.
When everyone at Soho House is watching this podcast.
So, but for her not to have the Zoom link is also ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. I will agree.
It's 2021.
Everything's a Zoom link now.
And it's your thing.
You have no access?
Yeah, you're the Soho House.
Right.
You should have access to this link. So I'm like, you don't have the link? It's like, let me call my manager. So I'm like, all right, get the manager here.
Okay.
So the manager comes down, and he's this like cool, trendy, loser.
What was that third word you were going to use?
I wasn't going to say it, but you can fill in the blank.
Okay.
So he comes out. He's all he's pissed that he's being called now. He's like, what's the issue? I was like, well, I just showed up to do the introductory meeting, but I heard it's online. Could I have a link? He's like, the link should be in the email.
Oh boy.
And I was like, well, I don't have the email. I looked through the email, but I can't find it. Could you just forward it to me or send me? He's like, we can't get the link for you. And I'm like, I'm confused at this point. I'm like, how do you not have the link to your own thing? So he's like, come back at 6:30 for the in-person one.
Wait. I thought no in-person on Sundays.
No in-person on Sundays. So he's like, come back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Like any of those days.
I'm very curious why they put you for a virtual when you could have done any other day in person.
I know. Well, I think maybe I don't know. Maybe they don't want to do it. Sunday's like an off day. I don't know what it was.
No, that's weird in itself. But why did you get Sunday and other people get the other
I
days?
chose. You select what day you come.
You are very busy during the week.
Well, at night, 6:30, I'm doing comedy, like I'm out.
Okay.
I don't
That's
do.
fair.
So
That's
1
fair.
o'clock on a Sunday is when I'm free.
That's fair.
So I'm like confused. I'm like, do I have to do this? Do I have to do it? And they're like, yeah, you have to do one of the introductory things. I'm like, all right. So I go upstairs. I open up my laptop. I'm scouring through the email, and I find in the crevices of an app, the link. I hit the link, so I'm 6 minutes late to this meeting. I open it up. The manager that I was talking to was running the fucking thing.
Don't tell me he was running the thing.
He was running it.
He was running it.
He was running it.
So he paused the meeting to come out to see you and tell you he can't get you to the meeting.
And he has the link. I could I was in shock when I was in the meeting.
Gatekeeper of the meeting.
He's in the meeting. He's leading the meeting. He has access to a computer in his little office. Like I could have one of two things.
You could have sat in on the meeting.
He could have emailed me the link. One, easy. He has
Simple.
access links, 3 buttons. Or he could have been like, I'm doing the meeting right now. Come in. You could just be in the room.
Right.
So the whole time I was just like, I had like a shit-eating grin on my face because he got caught kind of being an idiot.
So I've been to Soho House. I don't want to brag.
Yeah.
You went upstairs. Did he go upstairs with you?
No, he went in the main floor is where his office or whatever he was doing it.
Okay, what I would have done if I was you was walk downstairs into the office
with my laptop.
I would have taken the stairs to walk so the elevator can't cut off the reception, and I would have walked into his fucking office and told him, "Listen, you bald bitch." I assume he was bald.
No, he wasn't. You're
Listen.
nicknaming Greenspan.
I assumed it was Jeff Greenspan. I would have called him out. I would have said, I know all the games you're playing here.
I'm out.
Oh,
I'm leaving.
that would have been good.
I would have been like, there's a little bit of echo. One of us should mute our computers.
That would have been good.
Can you mute your computer, Isaac? I don't know if that's his name. But
Did you have to do an introduction?
No, I just bounced after. I was hoping I would see him. I would have been like, I wasn't trying to be a dick, but like, next time just share the fucking link.
No,
It's 2 seconds.
it would have been nice if he's like, oh, Tobin, we all did introductions. Would you like to introduce yourself? You go, yeah, well, Isaac, we already met. And everyone else, my name's Tobin Miller.
Everyone else, I will probably be kicked out of this establishment within the week, so there's no reason of the introduction.
So now how often are you going?
I go pretty much every day.
You go every day.
I go every day for like 3, 4, 5 hours. Open up my laptop.
3, 4, 5 hours.
I use it as like a work. I feel like a lot of people go at night and use it for the pool in the summer and all that. They actually use it for a social club. I just want to use it because I need to get out of my apartment and work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I go there, grab a coffee, laptop, 3, 4 hours. And I don't want to be the guy that's always there. So I go to different locations.
You
So
go
like,
to the Brooklyn one.
the one in Chelsea,
Meatpacking.
meatpacking, is insane.
Well, that's the number one.
It is insane.
So you did the inclusive package for all the
Yeah.
clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Ludlow House one is closest to my apartment.
That's not a great one.
It's not. It's the worst one.
It's
in
not
New
great.
York. It doesn't have a pool.
Nope.
And it's a bunch of like Lower East Side losers.
Yeah, I'm not into
You
it.
know?
It's across the street from Kind Regards.
Yeah.
Not about that.
I don't know if I've ever been able to get into that place.
I've been into both places.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag. Pretty big deal. I go into the worst places in New York.
Kind regards. Jeez.
Good.
So I go there. Yeah, I go there all the time, and it's a bunch of losers.
At Ludlow.
You love
At Ludlow, I'm saying. The losers. Or is everywhere losers?
what? At Ludlow.
Yeah.
Ludlow's a little bit. I'd say Ludlow is a little younger and more me's. If you go to the meatpacking one, that's like models.
Yeah, that's
like
the high
artists,
class.
like real
right.
artists. The Ludlow one is a bunch of me's that like kind of snake their way in somehow,
Right.
and they're like happy to be there. The people in meatpacking are like, don't bother me, don't fuck, like,
Right.
Where's my coffee? All this shit.
Yes.
I did get a free coffee though the other day.
Oh, how'd you pull that off?
I was like trying to their machine wasn't working, and she's like,
They got a coffee machine?
no, the card thing to
To
like
swipe
pay for
in.
it. Yeah.
Oh.
To pay for the coffee. And she's like, you're here all the
Ah.
time. I'll get you next time. I was like, all right.
All right, that's pretty
Thanks.
nice. Free $7 coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is that they do give refills, which is nice. I didn't think a place like that would give refills. So you get
refills.
you get a cup of coffee,
Right.
and then you get like a little mini pitcher, like a little French press fill. So you get like maybe 2-3 cups of coffee per $5.
What if you get an iced?
Ice? Probably not. Isn't that kind of weird how iced?
Ice,
don't get
you
free
lose out on the
refills?
refill.
It's
But
nuts.
what's the difference?
There is no difference. Maybe it's just like takes longer to make if it's iced.
What, the ice takes longer? The coffee
I guess
tastes the
cold
same.
brew is different than iced coffee.
Cold brew completely different
All
than
right.
iced coffee.
Iced coffee, you just make hot coffee and then refrigerate it.
I would assume.
All right.
I mean, who am I? I'm not.
We're not baristas. I might be a barista soon. Who knows?
Well,
We both might be baristas soon.
I'm doing pretty well. I'll tell you that much. Crypto's doing great.
Crypto? I don't know, dude.
You got me into
It's
crypto?
rocky territory right now.
I'm telling you one thing because I'm in meetings with all these banks all day, every day. No big
Yeah.
deal. I'm doing great. Company. It's not go. It's going to explode.
Really?
2022. It's going.
You're loading
to
up more.
explode. If I had more money, I currently don't have that much money.
So you're all in? Oh, man. Because I've been waiting. Everyone says that there's the 4-year cycle.
That's what I thought too. I thought it was going
But
to
everyone's
crash in
saying there's
December.
no 4-year cycle this year.
Well, now that I'm seeing what the institutions are doing,
Yeah.
that's
And they're doing altcoins. They're not doing Bitcoin.
some, not all,
Yeah.
but it's going.
Metaverse?
Dude,
are we going to be in the meta? When we pod next time, are we just going to be in VR headsets? Just metaversing it?
Dude, was on a call with the guy today. He's like, yeah, you know anyone that could help me, like, as a consultant to, like, find land in the metaverse for me to purchase? And I was like, I don't think anyone knows how to do that
I'll do
right
it.
now.
I'll research it for a day and find him some land.
Right. Like, if you...
I got this guy, Tobin Miller.
Yeah.
He's got 4 Solana.
I was like, he can meet you at Soho House. And would you like to do that? I could book you for a meeting.
I'm like, listen, we need to go upstairs to the quiet room. We can't be saying this in front of these people. There were some people at Ludlow talking about NFTs.
Dude, NFTs are going... I fully don't understand NFTs. They are about to fucking pop. I don't get them.
When you say pop, good or bad?
Great.
Nah.
I have no idea why someone would want to purchase one, but so many people are throwing their money into it.
I think NFT, the like underlying technology of NFTs are going to skyrocket, but I think NFTs, the way they're created now, they're all going to be worthless.
I can't argue with that.
Have you ever, like, these pictures of like apes and stuff like that? Have you ever seen anyone have a digital frame and like display their digital art? I've never seen anyone other than Crypto.
Oh my god, Crypto! I stopped watching him a while ago.
But no one does it, so people don't use the NFT art like they do traditional art. They just are hoping that it goes up in value.
Correct.
No one's using it, and some people argue, they're like, oh, well, that's the same as Bitcoin. There's no value of Bitcoin other than
no, it's different.
But the difference between Bitcoin and NFTs is NFTs isn't liquid. If I have an ape, a certain type of ape, I have to find someone that wants that specific ape. Bitcoin, they're all the Bitcoins are the same. I can find someone that wants a Bitcoin.
Yeah, but I'm going to play devil's advocate with you here, even though I do agree with you. No, we don't argue.
In the pod.
And we're done. But it's the same
Apple
thing.
keeps looking at the time. He's like, this pod's really slowing down. It's supposed to be funny, and now we're talking about NFTs.
I thought you were a comedian. Didn't you give up your job to do this?
Are there... is this pod always supposed to be funny, or is it sometimes serious NFT stuff?
Sometimes we get serious. I did a full serious one with Mayhole.
Yeah.
The reviews weren't great. But
we can pivot anytime you want. Finish your thought on
NFTs.
Yeah.
Well, it's like these buildings in Midtown that are apartment buildings that no one's living in, even though people own the apartments.
Right.
It's the same exact thing.
Right.
Like, no one's using this. It's not a real thing. I mean, it's a real thing, but it's not usable. It's usable. You know what I'm trying to say.
They hope that once the pandemic ends, they can come back and get more people will come back and stuff. That's the difference between NFTs in their current form.
Yeah, I don't fully
digital
understand
art,
it.
I think is stupid. I bought one just to.
Did you?
I didn't want to.
Where are you getting this money to get fucking Soho House memberships and NFTs?
I've been saying I don't spend money on anything.
You don't spend money on haircuts, I'll tell you that much.
After you say, I'm getting a trim up tomorrow for the first time.
Are you?
Yeah.
You just did a fucking cross-country excursion. You tell me you're saving money.
I am saying, yeah.
That's exclusively spending money.
Dude, you're going West Texas. Burritos are like $2.
But you had to get there.
Yeah, it's gas. I don't know. I guess I wasn't gonna. I didn't want to write off NFTs before I experienced it. So I got in the Discord. I started chatting with people. I bought an NFT for like $100, like a shitty one.
Okay.
For $100, I got it, and it's like it's stupid. Like I forgot. It's probably just going to be online forever. It costs more money to
the gas fees.
Yeah, the gas fees cost more money to put it on sale than what I got it for. Could get it for.
Right.
Gas fees like $240 to put it even on the exchange.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, like this is where it starts. I don't understand
it's stupid.
it. I don't understand the gas fees. I don't understand how they come up with how much it costs.
Yeah,
like that much. I'm out.
I went into the Discord. I was like, what makes like this? I was going to do this walrus-based walrus collective. Shouts. Going to the moon.
Walrus coin. Put it in.
So I bought this walrus, and I'm like, how are we going to like get this like
to the moon.
Yeah, to the moon. And they're like, well, we just need to build up the community. I was like, how are we going to build up the community? And they're like, well, we're going to do like trivia nights once a week. I was like, trivia nights?
I like how they're approaching this, like how comedians approach producing shows, and then you're like, nah, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But we've completely revolved our lives around comedy, but we think the NFTs are fucking stupid.
There's nothing. Who wants to go on a virtual Discord chat room? It's like AIM.
You did it.
I did it, but I only wanted to do it to experience it. I don't go on there anymore. But I wouldn't log in to do a fucking trivia night with a bunch of random dudes I don't know.
Yeah, but you're underestimating the amount of lonely people in the world.
Guys, if you're on the Discord and buying NFTs, go outside.
Very few people that listen to this podcast know what
Go
Discord
outside.
is. This is a great cookie, by the way.
Not bad, right?
This is a
I
great
would say it's the best chocolate chip cookie I've found. And don't give me what's the thick ones?
Levain.
Levain sucks.
Wow.
It's too the texture is too, it's not consistent enough. The outside's rock hard.
Right.
Inside is soft.
Yep.
It's just too much different stuff, and it's too rich. Too many chocolate chips in there.
What's going on with this? Where's it from?
I want to say Party Bus, Lower East Side.
Oh, I never even
Party
heard
Bus
of that.
Bakery. It's right next to Old Man Hustle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know people went in
Really
there.
solid. I've been on a search for a solid cookie, solid chocolate chip cookie. None of this fancy, no salt on the top.
Yeah, I'm
Get rid of the
with that.
salt.
Get rid of the salt. I
Let's have
know
a
what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's too much.
And then let's just keep it to a chocolate. Don't put almonds. Don't put all these weird ingredients in it.
I don't like nuts in a cookie.
Yeah.
Unless it's a macadamia nut.
Right.
Because that's what it's for. That's what it's there for. Don't put stuff in my cookie I didn't
Right.
ask for. You put walnuts in an oatmeal raisin?
Right.
If this was China, do a camp.
What do you think about make your own cookie business? Now I'm Kramer.
I like how when you started, when you're like, yeah, I'm going to leave the job. I'm going to write scripts.
By the way, I'm still on the job.
Just still on the job. But now you're like, yeah, so I spend like 3-4 hours drinking coffee at Soho House. What do you think about make your own cookie business?
Dude, make your own cookie because everyone has different preferences. Some people like the walnut. Some people like the salt. We have all of the basic ingredients. We have the base dough. Put your own mixings in.
Okay.
We mix it up really quick, pop it in the oven, 7 minutes, boom, it's out. That's pretty good.
What you're selling me here is a red mango of cookies.
Right.
But do you think people want to wait that 7
And we
minutes?
also serve coffee.
And we also serve coffee. And we're doing free refills for ice
And we do soft
hot.
serve, and we do pasta too. We do a lot of things.
we do pasta too. We just ask. We're a
Make your own
kitchen at
pizza.
this point.
We are a diner.
You know what I thought recently? And maybe you would know because you're more business savvy than I am, even though I work in sales. No big deal. Crypto to the moon. What happened to Blaze Pizza? That was a thing for a bit.
What's Blaze Pizza?
LeBron invested in it.
Where you make your own pizza?
Where you make your own pizza. I think the problem with that is, as someone that wants to start a make your own cookie business,
I think making your own pizza, people underestimate. People don't know how to make their own pizza. Like if I want pepperoni, right?
right?
I put on the pepperonis, but I'm probably going to not put the right amount of pepperonis on because I'm not a professional pizza. I'm going to load it up with pepperonis, and then I'm sitting there with a shitty pizza that has too many pepperonis on it. I'm just spitballing here.
Okay. So, but with the cookie business, you have even less
I was
surface
like,
area.
how do I board?
Yeah, you really slowed down with that explanation.
Well, maybe there's a maybe you have to do 6 cookies minimum. You can't do like single cookie. No, that kind of sucks.
What about cookie cake? I love a cookie cake.
What's cookie cake?
You never had cookie cake?
Oh, like a pizookie?
The fuck is that?
It's a big cookie, and then you have ice cream on top.
No, I don't know what that is.
Pizookie?
What the fuck is a pizookie?
I think it's called a pizookie.
No, you just go to like the supermarket. They make cookie cakes there. There's icing. I got a cookie cake for my 21st birthday.
I'm not into cookie cakes.
You're not into cookie cakes?
No.
Why?
Because the cookies often kind of stale and been sitting there in the frosting. I feel like cookies you kind of have to hit within a day. Cookie cakes have been sitting there for weeks. You might be the only guy that ever buys cookie cake. Your
what the
ratings
fuck kind
are
of cookie cake have you had?
If the ratings go down, this is not about the NFTs. It's about the cookie
It's
cake.
all about the cookie cake. I'll tell you one thing. No one's still here anymore. We got lost in the NFTs. Do you live with a fucking Cameroonian monk or something? Come on, Tobin. Give me something to work with.
That's hardy. I did go on, I don't know. I got the road trip, and I've talked about it so much where, like, you know when, like, you do something and then you have stories about it, but you tell the stories too much where it's uninteresting to you now, and you can't tell the story anymore.
It lost its muster. Well, that happens with your material.
Exactly. That's why I only riff now.
Yeah,
I am Luciano and Hardy.
Riff. I think they're onto something with that. They're just Hardy's great at it.
Yeah.
Luciano just comes off.
Well, Hardy doesn't riff that much. If you like actually look at, he has the same. It seems like a riff, but it's really not a riff.
Can you hold the mic stand? Can you hold the mic stand? Right. Power stance, P back. He's got bits.
Yeah. I was at a mic 2 days ago, and it was really bad.
Yeah.
As all mics are. But this one was especially bad, and I almost did a very Hardy-esque thing. My name got called, and it was like towards the end. And I was like, wow, I will forego my 5 minutes for a 5-minute hang.
Oh, that's fun.
And we all just hang for 5 minutes, and then the next comic comes out.
But were there...
To re-energize the mic.
But were there people there that you'd want to hang with?
No.
That's such a crucial part of a hang.
Right, but I would just act as if it was a hang, so I would just stuck to myself. I wouldn't talk to anyone.
Oh, that's funny.
It would literally be climate, but in each other's, like, you know.
Climate being the venue.
Right. Cellar 77, sorry, Peter.
No one knows.
I'm thinking about doing a show there.
Good.
What do you think about that?
Go for it. They did fucking Polish funerals there during the pandemic. I think they could fit you in for a show.
I might film a special there. You think that would be funny?
Film a special there. Yeah, I don't know where you put the camera. Comedians would find it very... This is the problem with comedians. Comedians will find it very funny.
Yeah.
Regular people will not buy it.
Yeah. Well, you only need 20 people there, so...
Right, well, we're trying to sell this thing, so...
No, we'll get it there. I don't know what else is new. I got COVID in Vegas.
And
is it on me to come up with stuff, or do you got stuff?
I had stuff. I was talking NFTs. I'm talking cookie cake. You're slamming both of them down. You want to bring up a topic? Go for it. I'm waiting. I try to talk about
Let's go back to cookie cake. What do you like about the cookie cake?
I like everything about the cookie cake.
Let's milk cookie cake for as long as possible.
I'm a big frosting guy.
Really? See, that's where you and I differ.
Well, also, you grew up thin. I grew up fat. I think that's a large part of this.
Someone brought a vanilla cake.
What'd you do for Thanksgiving?
I went home to Connecticut.
Very nice.
Yep. All the nieces and nephews were there. My sister could pop any minute.
Really?
She's pregnant.
I thought you were gonna say she has a bad infection. It might pop any second.
But she's gonna name the kid Bruno. Apparently, not official, but yet, because it hasn't come out yet. But here's the reason. So my sister's like white and Catholic, right?
Wait, you're blowing past the Bruno?
Well, it is one. I think
is this a factor? What you're about to say is a factor?
The reason why they're going Bruno.
Okay.
My sister's white and Catholic, and then her husband's Indian, and I think my sister doesn't want like a traditional Indian name, and I think her husband doesn't want some white Catholic name like Rich, or like Peter.
No, I understand.
Peter, you know?
No, I understand what you're saying.
So I think they go in the middle. They go like Italian, Bruno.
Oh, I would say it's not Italian, it's gay.
I think Bruno's kind of a boss name, no?
But it's such, because what are you? You're fucking English, Scottish,
German. It's a girl last night asked me this, and I kind of froze on
a date, huh?
I went on a little date. Back on the listen to this. Here's a story.
Listen. You tell me what you want to talk about. You don't want to talk about anything? Your sister's having a kid named Bruno, and you went on a date. I'm sitting here talking about fucking cookie cake.
What do you think's better, cookie cake or Bruno? I'll go whichever direction. Here's a funny thing about the date. So
okay, fill me in. Where'd you go?
It was a Hinge date.
Okay.
So we're messaging. She's not that hot on the messaging. She's kind of saying 4 or 5 word sentences. Not really. So I'm like, whatever, you know. And I was like, you want to grab a drink tonight? And she's like, I can't tonight. How about next week? And I was like, boom, I'm free Monday and Wednesday. Which works for you? I get ghosted for 3 weeks.
What?
3 weeks. So
You can't put someone on a 3-week burner on an app.
I know, but this is what I do. I message her. I go, I've been holding my breath after 3 weeks.
You reinitiate the
Of
conversation.
course. Yeah.
I
I thought she was pretty. I'm like, you know.
I don't like that move, Tobin. It's a desperate move.
What do you have to lose? Well, I'm trying to act cool so that if she ever runs into me, she's like, oh, here's the cool guy that didn't double message me.
If anything, I'd send her a link to the pod. Say, listen here, Touch, you don't want to talk to me. That's fine. Listen to this episode.
I'd get banned from Hinge. They'd be like, this guy's spamming our users with podcasts.
Or Hinge goes, it's a pretty good pod.
This guy, dude, can you imagine if I start getting sponsored by Hinge?
Yeah.
So she messages back, sorry, I was like away for Thanksgiving, all this stuff.
Yeah, for 3 weeks.
Let's, like, when are you free? And I was like, all right, boom, we'll do Wednesday night.
Okay.
She's like, perfect. So I go, text me at my number, 860-803-8031, ladies.
Oh, wow. That's a first for the Happy Hour. Just straight up saying your
You
number.
get spammed by your fucking, I don't even know who.
I don't even know, but I find out people listen to it. I'm like, you
Go
listen
Bills.
to it? My family doesn't listen, and then I'm
Bills
like,
Mafia,
you listen?
hang up. So she texts me. I'm like, all right, we could do either Fool's Gold. If you want to do beer, we go to Fool's Gold, or if you want to do cocktails, we'll go Subject.
I don't know what Subject is.
So it's just like a place like 3 or 4 blocks away. It's like not a overrun cocktail bar.
Okay.
So I like it. It's kind of dim lights, sexy, you know.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I didn't want to go. I could have gone Soho House. I could have been like, why don't you meet me at Soho House?
To me, that's the entire point of Soho House.
Yeah, but I feel like you want it in your back pocket. You don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, I belong to Soho House.
You don't want to play
Look
too
at
quick.
me. Yeah.
Okay, I respect that.
You want to go to a bar, and then if things are going well, you're like, let's go to this other bar.
I retract what I said. That's a better strategy.
And then she's like, is this Soho House? And I'm like, yeah, it's Soho House.
You know, it's Ludlow. It's not as good as Soho. It's a bunch of me's in here.
But I belong to all of them, just to clarify.
Do you want to go to Brooklyn right now?
I'll go to, if you want to test me, we will go to Dumbo House. So she's like, all right, we'll do Fool's Gold at 8. I get hit up by Andrew Ginsberg, runs a show.
Yep.
He hits me up at like 5. He's like, do you want to do a last minute spot at 8:45 at Juke Bar?
Okay.
And I want to do the show, right? I'm like,
Of course, yeah. You're an addict.
I don't know this person. Like,
Right.
would I rather have have fun doing a comedy show, or possibly have fun on it? You know,
Or possibly have a human connection with another person.
right? 99 out of 100 times. Lonely bomb. So I hit her up. I go, I know it's going to sound crazy, but I've got a comedy. I just got booked for a comedy show to 8:45 at Juke Bar. Would you like to meet at Copper Still?
Love Copper Still.
At 7:45. If you don't hate me after the first drink, we can go to the comedy show together.
That's fun. That's a fun idea, Tobin.
Right?
That's good. That's fun.
Because they can bail out if they want, and they get to know me before, and they get to see me do comedy. And even to be honest, I think even if I bomb, it still raises. It's still a couple notches up from just a drink date. Because they're like, oh, look at this, and then I come off all cocky, so I'm like, it's fucking not my crowd.
This crowd, I usually don't do good here. It's actually
I don't do well at Juke Bar. They have 23-year-olds. Yeah, they don't. I'm more of like an old 50-year-old crowd, you know. Is that going to mess up your video? The call?
Oh, I don't think so. It's still rolling.
Yep.
All right.
That's a very 70-year-old move. I go, is that going to ruin? Then we both kind of
We both
leaned
like
in to
that, like,
squint.
leaning in would help.
We're like, no, I think it's good.
We're both such dicks.
The squinting. Nope, the numbers are still going.
Everything
on the
looks
recording.
good. What's going on, Ren?
So,
So what? So you go to get drinks at Copper
So
Still?
we go get drinks. Punctual. She was punctual. Got there at 7:47, which I consider punctual.
I'll take that.
We have a drink. I tell the bartender before I get there 15 minutes early. I order a Guinness. I give the guy my credit card, and I go, listen, a girl's going to show up. Right after she orders her drink, I want to close out the tab. Because I gotta, you know, I can't be waiting around being the guy. So I'm like, close out the tab right afterwards. Close out. We grab a drink, close out the tab. Things are going well. She says that she's been to a show at Juke Bar before. And she says she doesn't watch comedy. She doesn't like do that much comedy. She just like was at an ambush. She went to an ambush.
Oh, gotcha. An ambush show, for people that don't know, is when you're having a good time and then people want to do comedy in front of you.
Right. And they yell at you for trying to have a good time and not listening to them do comedy.
Exactly, right.
So she went to one of those.
Was that this?
Yeah, it was the same thing.
No.
Because at the show, she's like, oh, I've seen that guy at this show before. It was that show.
I didn't know Juke Bar was an ambush show.
I don't think 100% of it is.
Oh, okay.
I think there's a certain population that go to Juke Bar and they're like, what the fuck is this?
Gotcha.
So we start talking, and then we go to the show, and I walk in, and I sit her down, kind of like there's a seat kind of away from the. Have you been to Juke Bar?
Once. I don't know. I don't remember.
So the stage is kind of like there's a part of the bar, like where the actual bar is. You can't see the stage.
Yes.
But everything else was packed, so she couldn't watch the stage. So she kind of had to sit kind of in the corner. You could still hear perfectly. So I sit her down, I'm like, hold on here. I need to go say hi to some people, you know. I'm like dabbing people up, you know, all the comics looking all cool, you know.
Right.
Comics that I don't, I'm like, Haddis, what's up?
Oh, yeah?
No, Haddis wasn't there. But no, so I go back into the green room, we're talking and stuff, and I'm on in three comics, right?
Okay.
So it's going to be Sagalo, Ronnie Lordi, then me.
Okay.
Right?
Good lineup.
So I'm talking to the guys, we're hanging, and then I'm like, all right, I need to go back to hang out with this girl because I can't just be in the green room the whole time, you know. So I go back, hang out with the girl, watch Sagalo's set, and I'm like, all right, you get on in too. I grab us both a drink, grab us both a Stella.
Stella? All right.
Stella.
That's a trashy, classy beer.
I like, it's just.
It's light.
I don't think anyone like dislikes Stella, right?
No one dislikes Stella.
No one's going to decline a Stella.
She's a beer drinking girl.
Well, she had a cocktail at Copper Still. But she did want to go to Fool's Gold, which is a beer place.
Right.
She does whatever. She's an alcoholic.
I like that. Oh, okay. Well.
No. So Sagalo goes up. He crushes. Ronnie goes up. He does okay. But it was hard to follow Sagalo was doing great. So Ronnie goes up, does okay. I go up. I do really well up top. And then I got this new joke that didn't do too well in the middle, and then I ended strong.
Okay.
So it was kind of like
it was a work set.
Right. I was like, I would much rather not want the comedians to be like, oh, Tobin's doing his like tight 10, like a loser. He's not like taking any risks. I'd rather impress them than impress this girl that I'm on the first date with. You know?
Right.
And what does she know? You know, whatever. So I get off, do what, you know. She was like, oh, that's great. And listen to this. So I tell the girl before, I'm like, I'm probably going to, you know, I'm trying to build myself down so that she's not surprised if I bomb. I'm like, I'm probably going to bomb. She's like, even if you do bomb, you've been funny, you're funny right now, so it doesn't matter if you bomb.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet.
Because you have insurance.
Yeah. So I go up, do well, go over, hang out there a little bit, then we go to another bar, Mr. Paradise.
Yes.
Swap some spit.
Tobin. Oh, that was
It was like a 3-second kiss, and she's like, I'm not.
A 3-second
like a
kiss.
very quick 3 seconds, and then she's like, I'm not really into PDA, sorry. But that was nice. And then she quoted my joke. You know, I have that joke about
being too tall for the kiss?
Yeah.
Oh, you're still
and she
doing
goes,
that,
I thought
huh?
I had 5 minutes to react, and I was like, I don't know.
Give me a height on this girl.
Probably 5'7".
Okay.
I mean,
Good
we could look it up right now.
Yeah, that's right. We have it on the app. Look it up.
Here, you can
Let me see this girl.
Oh, boy.
You're using the the charger. Thank you for using the charger.
I mean, I've started to learn that you kind of, when a charger's offered, you need to use the charger.
You know, I'm always offering the charger. No one takes it up. She was down there on your Tobin.
Not bad, huh?
She's a good-looking girl.
Happel's just saying this so I don't look like a loser on the pod.
She's a good-looking girl. Last
she's-
picture at a brewery.
Yeah, she's very cute.
Believe it or not, I worked at the Vatican. What does that mean?
I don't know. I didn't ask her.
Oh, see,
I didn't want to be the guy that was like hawking her profile and like quote like, I remember that on your profile you said you worked at the Vatican. Tell me about that.
Believe it or not, I know Victoria's Secret.
See, I don't even like really read the
That's
responses. I look more at pictures.
This is why I don't miss the dating
tall is
apps. Oh yeah, that's 5'8".
5'8". What did I say? 5'7"?
You said 5'7".
That was close.
Wow, they have to put on if they're vaccinated or not on the.
Yeah.
On the
They have
thing
to
here,
put their weight and waist size too.
Well, I mean that's what we'd like. Lives in Tribeca.
What's the deal with Tribeca? I didn't.
She doesn't live in Tribeca. She's a project manager at Bank of America. She doesn't live in Tribeca. She's 24 years old, Tobin. She doesn't live in Tribeca.
What do you mean? Is Tribeca good? Tribeca's good, right?
Yeah, it's expensive. Unless her parents are paying her way.
She was telling me, and I don't want to like but she was telling me that she has like a really nice, like she has a really good job.
I mean, I'm sure at 24 years old, that's a great job.
No, but she's saying like, she said that she shouldn't be telling people at work what her age is because she's that like
project manager.
I don't know, dude.
Listen, this is why Glassdoor exists. You just go on Glassdoor, you go, no, this is how much you're making.
I know.
She's also from Wisconsin. Like, she doesn't know what money is.
Well, she probably what you're saying is that if
But
you're
she went to
24 years
Villanova?
old, if you're 24 years old and you're a project manager at
Bank of America,
Bank
that's
of
a good job.
America, it's a good job. You can't afford Tribeca. So you're
Dude,
saying her parents?
Very few can afford Tribeca. Like regular
She
people.
said that she has like basketball courts at her apartment and like weight room. Like she has like amenities.
What's going on? Where does she live? Now I'm curious.
I don't know, but once she told me that she has basketball courts, I'm like, I think we're dating now. Like, I think we're married.
Yeah, now you start inviting fucking comics over to her apartment. You guys are playing fucking 5-on-5 full court.
Well, did I tell her? I'm not even doing that. I didn't even tell her about Soho House. So I'm going to counter her basketball court and be like, let's fucking rock Soho House.
Okay.
You know? But, yeah, it was fun. And then I'll tell you the other stuff off pod.
Okay, I'm into that. Let's go back to Bruno.
Bruno, all right.
This doesn't make... First of all,
Yeah,
Catholic. You grew up Catholic.
Catholic.
Just because he's Indian doesn't mean he's not Christian. What is he?
I don't know. I don't think he's like that religious. I mean, who's like really religious anymore?
Well, that's also true.
You know what I mean?
I'll actually tell you a few
It's
people.
2021.
Well, a few people asked me if I was Jewish last night. They're pretty religious.
Really? At what?
The Hasids. You just walk around the city.
Where were you walking around? Oh, I get. Yeah. Well, that's because they're
trying to perform
right?
a mitzvah. They tried to bring back, like, how should I explain this? Like the ultimate mitzvah for Hasidic. And if I'm wrong with this, call
What's
in
a mitzvah?
and fill me in. A mitzvah is a good deed.
Okay.
So, like, that's like, in the eyes of God, performing a mitzvah helps you get into heaven.
All right.
The ultimate mitzvah, and again, call us in if I'm wrong, is if you can bring someone of a Jewish origin who has Jewish blood back into the religion.
Okay.
So they go around asking, "Oh, are you Jewish? Are you Jewish? Are you Jewish?" When you say no, and they don't continue pursuing, that's because they don't want to talk to you.
Uh-huh.
They only want to talk to Jewish people, and they only want to talk to Jewish men. Also, mind you.
So what happens if you say yes? They go, well.
Yeah. So then they'll go, "Oh, we'd like to,
Shalom.
we like to do some passage readings with you. You have to like do prayers with them, and they have like a certain dance or like a certain like ceremony they do." Again, call me in if I'm wrong.
Like, would I be able to play? Like, if I just wanted to experience this,
Yeah,
could I
say yes.
say I'm Jewish but not practicing, and they would walk me through it all?
That's that's exactly what they're looking for.
Right.
For that.
And then that's a win-win because I get to experience it, and then they get to feel like they did a good deed when, in fact, it wasn't a good deed.
I don't know how that works in the eyes of God if you're not actually... Like, I don't know if that will count towards a good mitzvah for them, but yeah, you'd be able to experience it.
It won't because I'm not Jew. They're not
But
bringing
I don't know
me
if
back
that's
into
like
the
maybe
faith.
negative points for them.
Right.
Where it's like, wow, you wasted your time with Tobin.
Right.
Huh?
The devil.
Right.
The devil tricked you in Tobin.
I was with my girlfriend walking, and they asked if I was Jewish. I said no, and she also said no. I was like, hey, they're not talking to you.
They're not talking to you.
They don't.
You
She's
don't
like,
have a
what do you mean?
penis.
She's like, that's sexist of them. I was like, oh, you think that's the bad part of what they got going on?
Yeah, they're is it any deed or is it just specific? Like if I was like, hey, could you grab me a beer or something? Is that a mitzvah? Could I Could I ask them for favors?
We should consult Ariel Elman. He would know.
Yeah.
He would know. Former Hasid.
Call him up.
Call him up.
Live call right now.
No, I don't have his number.
No, I'm kidding.
Also, we're filming, but we did find out that calls don't affect the recording.
I know.
Yeah. So, Bruno.
You don't like Bruno?
I hate Bruno.
I love Bruno.
What's the last name?
Baratula.
Bruno
Baratula.
God, that's disgusting. That's a terrible name.
I think it's great.
That's a really bad name.
Have you ever met a Bruno that's like a loser?
I've never met a Bruno.
I feel like a Bruno is a strong, confident. Bruno's not getting picked on.
Bruno?
You're gonna pick on Bruno?
I feel like I'd.
You steer clear of Bruno on the playground.
I'll get a Bernese Mountain Dog and name him Bruno before I get a kid and name him Bruno.
I'm trying to think of other like. I don't know. I like Bruno. Is that Brock? I was thinking about naming one of my kids Brock.
Brock's also a dog name, but I like Brock over Bruno.
You like Brock over Bruno?
Brock
I like
Savage.
Brock Miller. I think about Brock Miller.
It's a good name.
It's a pretty good name.
Pretty good.
What are you gonna name your kid?
Rich.
Rich?
We're gonna keep this going,
No,
baby.
you're not. Are you?
I'm the third.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You're the third?
I'm the third.
What's your? Are you gonna name the same middle name? Do you have to
Charles.
do the same middle name?
Charles.
Richard Charles Happel.
The third.
He'll be the fourth, right?
Fucking know he is.
And when he grows up, are you going to be like, listen, you have to continue this? Like,
This wasn't something my parents pushed on me.
Really?
This is something I've taken by myself because I think it's very funny. I think it's very funny to continue the name.
but then your wife has to call you. What is like
I was
Rich Jr.? What did your mom call your dad? And
like growing up. He was Big Rich. I was Little Rich.
Big Rich and Little Rich.
Yeah, or Richie. But he was always Big Rich to my friends, and if we were standing next to each other, that's what we did.
It's so awkward for what's her son's name? Like, so when she's like hooking up with your dad, she's like, oh, Rich. But she's thinking about the son, too.
You think that's what's going on?
I won't hook up with anyone that has a name, my mom's name, or any of my siblings' names. Grace, Meredith, Janet, off limits.
Well, yeah, those are three names you rarely encounter now, unless you start dating octogenarians.
Grace comes around.
Grace comes around every now and then, especially
Janet's
if you date
old.
Asians. Grace
Meredith's
is a big
old,
name
too.
with the Asians.
Yeah.
Meredith's a big name with Asians too.
Really?
Yeah. Janet, not so much. You don't see too many Janets around. My
Janet's also
hairstylist
Asian.
is Janet.
Everything's Asian.
Everything. Janet?
Janet also is Asian.
You want to hear a real trash story? I will be the dominant one on the pod. I used to do a bit about this, but it only works in black rooms. It's not even a bit. It's a real story. So my dad was named Rich because my grandmother thought she was going to have a girl. Mm-hmm. And my grandfather said, all right, listen, if it's a boy, let's name him after me. And she said, yeah, sure. If I have a boy, let's name him after you, but I'm not because I'm having a girl. Boy. So they already bet on it. That's why my dad is Richard Charles Happel Jr.
Wow.
You ready for this? This is where it gets to trash. My dad has a sister named Patty. Now, how did that name come? My dad was 7 when she was born. My grandma has my aunt. And they asked for what the name should be, the nurse. And my grandmother said, Little Rich, what should your sister's name be? And he said, well, if I'm named after mom, if I'm named after dad, she should be named after mom. And now most families would say, no, that's fucking stupid. But I'm not from most families. So my grandma said, you heard him, put it in.
So
So
they're named the same names of their parent. There's 2 Pats and 2 Rich.
Yeah, it's Rich and Rich Jr. And then they did Patty and
Rich,
Patty
what?
Jr.
2 people say what? Pat, what?
Yep.
2 what? Oh.
Yeah. Is that not the most white trash
You need
fucking
to stop.
garbage
You
thing?
cannot name your kid Rich. This needs to stop.
As long as I don't name my daughter whatever my wife's name will be, that's fine.
Oh boy.
How garbage is that?
It's just like unnecessary. It's a hassle, if anything.
Or is very convenient.
No. What's the convenient? What if you have like a piece of clothing that you can pass down because it says Rich Apple? Like your dad can like pass down his like high school basketball jersey down.
No, it's
Or
like
Apple.
what happens if you get dementia and then they're like, "Do you remember your daughter's name?" You're like, "Of course, it's my name. It's Patty."
No, when you
What do you think I am, an idiot?
if you got dementia, you'd be like, I was gonna say I want to say Patty, but it can't be. I would have been that big of an idiot to name it my name, so you can't figure out the name.
Yeah, we're fucking garbage.
Are you garbage? We just turned it into an Are you garbage podcast.
Dude, I would crush that. A year ago, fucking Norman said, "Oh, maybe I'll see if I can get
Why don't you try to get
now
on?
Now it's been a year. Maybe.
Why don't you submit a tape saying how you're garbage? You should do a 5-minute self tape.
A 5-minute self-tape.
5-minute self tape and you doing garbage things. It would be killer because not only would you probably get on because it would be the first person that's ever done that, but you might reinvigorate their podcast with a whole new segment of submissions. Now they start getting submissions of people that are garbage and they bring them on.
Do you know now?
But hey,
should I make,
I'm
because
not
I
them.
could easily do this, should I make a highlight tape of trash moments from this pod
Yes.
and send it to them?
Yes. If you cared that much about getting on Are You Garbage, I think it'd be good.
Dude, I love that podcast.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
You should do it.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do.
Do it.
That's
You
what I'm
got
doing this
nothing else.
weekend.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. A highlight tape of garbageness.
Yeah. I'm now realizing that no one's going to come get us.
Well, have you seen on TikTok? I'm doing
What?
pretty well.
Really?
Yeah. One of my last ones, 800K views.
Really?
Yeah.
How many followers?
500.
All right.
600K likes.
Oh.
No big deal.
Does anyone ever do that back to you when you do that?
No one ever does
All
it.
right.
No,
All
you're,
right.
you're the first one. You're the first one to ever do it back to me, and I'm going to be honest. I have
hated
no
it.
idea how to react to it.
All right. All right. All right. Uh-huh. I'm going to get on TikTok soon.
Well,
20
before
years
you
later.
left, you were telling me, like, yeah, so I'm going to just do a bunch of contests with people on TikTok.
I know. I did one. And
That fell quick.
It felt quick. I'm doing, I'm actually editing. You're going to laugh at this,
Yep.
but I'm editing. I did a bunch of footage on the road trip. Random whether it was me doing stand up, me driving, selfies, me like surfing and stuff. I'm editing it all down to make like a documentary. Now, granted, no one's going to care about it and it's going to be dog shit. But I still want to do it just to get that muscle go, like to say I've edited it, I've done the lighting, I know how to do all these things now. You know,
Right.
just building a skill set. But I'm watching through all this stand-up. I'm going to do stand-up clips. Do stand-up clips on TikTok work at all or no?
For some
Not
people, it
really.
does amazing. For some people, it does nothing. And I
Really?
don't understand why.
All right. I need to research that and stuff.
Yeah, I don't understand the algorithm. And I'll do a video. I do a video every day.
Right.
The ones that work, I think, are terrible. The ones I think that are amazing get nothing. And I have no idea why.
Really? Listen to this. I opened up for I hosted at Caroline's like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Very nice.
For this guy, a headliner. It was Ben Brainerd. He's like a TikTok guy.
Okay.
And Lucas Arnold was featuring.
Okay,
You know him?
yeah, I know him.
I show up and
He was actually headlining or did like a breakout artist set?
Ben Brainerd was headlining.
Like a real legitimate headline.
Yeah, it didn't say headline. It didn't say breakout artist
Okay,
series.
that's cool.
So also I show up and the guy there who's running like the lights and sound,
Right.
he's like, they're not here yet. They're in traffic, so I don't know how much time you're gonna do. hosting.
They're in traffic?
They're in traffic. And he's like, I don't know how much time you're going to have to do. And I'm like, oh, so I might have to do like 45. And I laughed. And he's like, I'll tell you a story. One time, Big J. Okerson was, back in the day, Big J. Okerson was hosting
I
for
think
like
I've
Paul
heard
Mooney.
this story. Yep.
Paul Mooney never showed up. Big J had to do an hour and 15.
Yeah, and he was like 3 years in.
Yeah, wild. So I'm like, oh, all right. So I hosted, but then Ben Brainerd was on, he did a Q&A portion for his set or whatever because it was fans from TikTok.
Right.
And someone asked him, he was talking about how he doesn't like TikTok because of the randomness of the algorithm. He's like, I don't know what's going to work. It's like the algorithm changes all the time, so like I never know what's going to work. Sometimes these things fall flat. And he goes, they don't give much money on TikTok either for like the big people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking at
Right.
TikTok for like a month. I just want exposure to the pod, which it has brought some exposure to, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
But like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
What's working?
I'm starting doing TikTok.
I've said it before on the pod. Polzello does great with his Europe versus
Right.
America stuff. He puts stand-up on. Like, not even 100th of what he gets for Europe.
Right.
Like, it makes no sense.
Do you think it's because the app can recognize the format and they know that it's something different than what he's good for?
Yeah,
Not good, you know what I mean when I say
no,
good
but then
for.
you got like Drewski. No, I know you mean. But then you got like Drewski on there, who's like the biggest comedy, quote unquote, TikTok. And it's random every time, and he crushed millions of views every video.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. Is it because he's a fat guy?
Let's also acknowledge how ridiculous it is that these people are getting millions of views on these TikTok. Like, people are just discovering it. Like, people that we know, for you, no offense, to get 800,000 views on a video
Makes
is
no
ridiculous.
sense. And Tobin, it's a terrible video. Yeah. And it got 800,000, 25,000 likes. It makes no sense. And then here's the craziest part. I'll take that video, put it on Instagram, 300 views.
Right.
It's like, all right.
Well, it's because they don't push it to anyone. Only your followers will see it.
No, that's not true. Not on Reels.
Really?
Yeah. I have one video on Reels that has over 10,000 views. Everything else has like 300. But on TikTok, it gets like 50 to 800K views.
Yeah.
And then you gave up your job to do
But
this.
I'm doing a documentary.
But you're doing a documentary.
No one's going to look at. It's going to be pretty sweet.
Try
But
it.
I was thinking about cutting up the stand-up clips and putting them on TikTok.
It's worth it. It's worth trying.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works. But you're not that funny. So.
I'm not that funny.
No.
And you can hear it in the videos.
Well,
I did a show at Eastville, and there were only 4 people in the audience, and I filmed it. And I told the audience, I was like, I'm filming this, so you do your part. And I was like, actually, you don't even have to do your part, because I will edit it to put, and it won't even be at Eastville. I'll be at Madison Square Garden. It'll be 100,000 people in the audience, and there will be a lot of laughter, so you don't need to do anything.